Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Making the headlines tonight, NTUCB has serious misgivings about AG's court action against Ombudsman. Minister rejects claim of delays in teachers' salaries, and Cabinet Minister defends referral of Budna kidnapping case filed to DPP. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Here today to celebrate the inauguration of the Santa Cruz Government School, a symbol of progress, partnership, and commitment to education in our beloved community.
Not long ago, the conditions here in Santa Cruz, the only educational institution in the village, posed daily challenges for teachers and students alike. Classrooms were located in flood-prone areas with sinkholes that made attendance unpredictable and unsafe. The school compound was divided by a busy roadway, exposing students and staff to constant risk. Sanitary facilities were limited and unhygienic, and the absence of a proper play area meant that children were missing an essential aspect of learning in a safe and healthy recreational space. Today, we are turning that page.
The newly constructed Santa Cruz Government Primary School now sits on higher, safer ground, protected from flooding and distanced from vehicular danger. A perimeter fence enhances security for students and staff, and also included the supply of furniture, kitchen appliance, and maintenance equipment.
Education is the future of our nation. And for us to be able to develop our nation, we must invest in education. There is no doubt about that. You have a beautiful structure. I urge the community and I urge the students to take care of it.
At Benny's, we have tiles to match any decor, whether it's classic, modern, or bold. Visit a Benny's store near you to meet with a sales representative that will assist you in calculating and selecting the right tiles for your floors and walls. Choose from our vast assortment of colors, textures, styles, and finishes. The perfect tile for every space at a price that can't be beat. Whether you're renovating your kitchen or finishing your ideal office space, Benny's Tile Gallery has it all. Benny's, quality and savings.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Want all the postpaid perks without the commitment? Now you can with smart supercharged prepaid plans. All the talk, text, and data you need. No contracts, no hassle. Pay upfront for your package and enjoy total freedom. No commitments. Just simple, flexible plans that fit your life. Pick your power, Core, Edge, or Prime. Prepaid plans ready when you ready. Commit to no commitments and get yours today. Dial 7526 or star 100 pound key, use the Smart app, or visit a Gimme Dollar agent to purchase today. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
Yes, I want to do farming. Fruits, vegetables, anything. You don't have to go there and buy, you have your own thing.
This never happened when I come in the two, baby. That's what you do.
200 lakhs, more lakhs than people with the land of Ocasio. So when I pick them when I ban yet to get land.
You could look at all of them, how happy they are. They're so, man, these people don't know how to express themselves right now.
People who have never had a land before, will live here for years, finally get something to say, okay, I have something in my name,
So when you get your piece of land, you have to hold on to your land. You have something to pass on to your picnic.
Use your land, make it useful.
Don't sell your land because it is gold. You're investing in your own selves and your children down the road.
I know how to say thank again because it's a great achievement.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. Delegates and a majority of union presidents within the National Trade Union Congress of Belize convened this past weekend to discuss what they consider as troubling developments regarding the Ombudsman. As we have already reported, the Attorney General is bringing a claim to have the court overturn the Ombudsman's findings regarding the release of data under a Freedom of Information request made by activist Jeremy Enriquez to find out how much the government paid private attorneys in his redistricting case. We spoke with NTUCB President Ella Waite.
And the National Trade Union Congress of Belize would like to express our very deep concern and disappointment over the government's decision. Of course, this action represents a direct affront to the principles of what we consider good governance. Principles that you know and that the public know the NTUCB has consistently championed and that the government itself has pledged to uphold its Plan Belize 2020 commitments. So NTUCB, we stand firmly in solidarity with the Office of the Ombudsman, recognizing that this matter is one of significant public interest. The legal cost, which is associated with this case, which Mr. Enriquez has questioned about, is drawn from, as we know, the Consolidated Fund, and as such, public funds, public money. And we feel that it is not to be hidden, the amount should not be hidden or restricted from public scrutiny. So NTCB therefore call on the government to immediately reconsider its course of action. The NTCB will do everything within its power to ensure that this administration lives up to its good governance practices. So we decided last night that we will put the Presenio administration on notice as a national representative of workers and, as usual, steadfast advocate for transparency and accountability. The NTUCB will not remain silent while the government targets an office whose very purpose is to protect citizens' rights, promoting accountability, transparency, and fairness in public administration. The Ombudsman is able to investigate complaints and recommend corrective actions to ensure that public officials are held accountable. The Ombudsman encourages fairness and justice. He is allowed to make public decisions fairly, impartially, and with respect for other people's rights, ensure that he does the proper investigation, advise on systematic changes. He can identify, which may be this case, patterns of bad administration and recommend policy or procedural reforms to improve how public services and monies are spent. So it is well within his rights to have requested that information. We don't see that he erred.
Waite says they deemed the move to be completely illogical and put the government on notice that they will rally their membership to ensure they understand the importance and urgency of the matter and are prepared to act when called upon.
It's not logical that the very office that you said that you would strengthen, you turn around and now you will take to court. It doesn't make any sense. So we have to ask the question, why? Why would you do something like this? Is it to cover just amount of money that was spent on legal fees? Is it just that, or is there something else? GOB is eliminating our trust in our systems, and that cannot continue.
Now, what would you respond if you are told, well, not just they inflate things and blow things out of proportion because all we are taking the ombudsman to court for is to overturn his decision. It's not to penalize anyone, but simply to overturn that decision that we consider not to be the correct one.
Then I think they need to explain to the public why it's not the correct one and why they feel they need to overturn it, because we do not find that as the reason that they are doing it. Then show us that is the reason you are doing it. I have to add though, Marisol, that with this same issue with the ombudsman that's happening right now, we had written the Prime Minister in September requesting a meeting with him with various issues, and one of them was strictly on the ensuring that we have that we strengthen these oversight bodies. We wrote the Prime Minister asking for a meeting on good governance reforms, such as the Whistleblowers Bill, campaign finance legislation, civil asset recovery, strengthening the capacity and independence of government oversight bodies, such as the Office of the Integrity Commission and the Ombudsman Office. That was from September. We sent a reminder letter in October, and we still have not gotten a response. So for a government to speak about good governance and don't want to meet with the unions who are advocating for good governance, we find that very shameful.
Today, Minister of the Public Service Henry Usher, in fact, framed the issue in that context and said the media has mischaracterized the AG's intention.
I think that the way the media has characterized this is inaccurate. The Ombudsman made a decision. According to the Ombudsman's Act, if the decision is one that is not agreed to, you can appeal it as a lower court appeal. That is what the Act says. So this is really just an appeal of the decision made. It's not taking the Ombudsman to court. It's appealing his decision to make sure that it is done in accordance with what the law requires. And I don't see any problem with of our government or any entity appealing a decision. So this is just part of that dispute resolution process.
Education Minister Honorable Oscar Rekenya today addressed the complaint of the Belize National Teachers Union, BNTU, last week that some teachers are still not receiving their salary on time and that others are additionally seeing inexplicable miscellaneous deductions. Rekene says it was not a case of teachers not receiving their salaries, but rather an apparent misunderstanding of an agreement that they would receive an advance relating to monies owed to them for salary adjustments or allowances. He believes the issue may have arisen from the money being deducted all at once.
As far as I understand it, I believe it was last year around December, there were some teachers who were owed some funds. In some instances, they may have been salary adjustments. Some of it may have been hardship, among other allowances that teachers receive. My understanding is that at the time a decision was made that teachers would have been advanced, the monies, with the understanding that they would have to pay back. It wasn't a grant that they were given, but rather an advance, and that they would have to pay back the money. My understanding is that the financial center, I believe last week, made those deductions. I think the issue may have been where there may have been some miscommunication, and I think that should have been communicated, in a timely manner to the teachers, so that, of course, they knew that at some point they had to pay. I think the issue was that they may not have been aware that everything would have been taken out at, the date when it was done. So that's a matter that, we are working out. And certainly, let me say from the onset that I understand the concerns, the issues that teachers have, because the truth of the matter is that teachers don't get a lot of pay, a lot of money, and they have their budget. They schedule out their budget. So certainly when you see something coming out and they did not receive enough prior notification, it is a concern. I'm hoping that this matter can be addressed very soon so that we can move forward.
So it's not a matter of teachers not getting their salary?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And unfortunately, as always, there is some level of miscommunication, because what we actually saw out there in the media, particularly in social media, was that teachers were not being paid, and it's not that.
We know that one principal had posted on social media about not receiving her September salary until payday in October. Cabinet Minister Henry Usher says he is satisfied with the decision to forward the Joseph Budna kidnapping file to the Director of the Public Prosecution. He underscored that the Office of the DPP is an independent entity.
Well, the DPP is an independent body constitutionally, and they are the ones responsible for looking to see if any charges should be filed in terms of any incident that happens. So I think that the media has to understand, yes, the DPP is the body that would have ultimately gotten this report, been able to file charges if the DPP feels that charges should be filed. You have to remember too that I think that there is a misunderstanding in terms of independent investigation. We don't have that in our laws. It's not like we could just appoint some kind of independent prosecutor to look at this. That's not what is in our laws. We have had discussions at the cabinet level to look to see if we want to move towards something similar to what Jamaica recently did in terms of implementing an agency that would be able to carry out a type of independent investigation. But I think a lot of times we see what happens in other countries, especially in the US, and we think that that can happen here in Belize as well. Right now, the police are authorized or legislated to carry out investigations. You can also have the Ombudsman carrying out limited investigations if the Prime Minister appoints a commission of inquiry, or if the Senate has a Senate special select inquiry. Those are the types of investigations that can happen. Now, whether you wanted to say that another set of eyes should have looked at the same report, well, that's what the DPP is doing right now. Her office is responsible for looking at this report, determining if further investigations are needed, determining if any charges can be filed based on the report. So that is where we are right now with that.
We pressed Usher about the delay in the case file going over to the DPP due to cabinet making decisions regarding the case.
The report should have gone to the DPP from the very beginning. It was held up. Wouldn't you now call that interference by the cabinet?
Absolutely not. The report going over to the DPP, it's going now. It's not an interference. It's remember, the public was calling for another set of eyes to look at the document. the Attorney General gave the advice from his department to say, listen, it's a DPP that is constitutionally authorized to look at this report to determine if any charges are to be filed or not. It's not like the report has changed since it was first submitted. So I believe that this is the correct process in terms of what the final outcome should be. The DPP's office should be the one looking at the report to determine if any charges should be filed.
Sir, but this has caused a huge black eye on the department because there are several levels that the public feels have left covered up, in essence. You have the fact that the videos have not been disclosed to the public, and it's been done in other cases, but also that the deletion has happened of footage from those government departments. And also, once the footage was released, you have the surveillance footage, the grainy one. You have one officer who's determined to have been involved. That suggests that he would have been working with other people. How is it that
what you're saying, what you're doing right now is trying to try this case in the media? And I think that is important to understand, that if you really want justice to come out of this situation, if you really want to find out what happened, let the authorized bodies do their work. To have the media trying to try this case, the public trying to try this case, we've already seen instances where one media house had to apologize to 2 police officers for calling their names. This is the way investigation should happen, and I think it's important. You made an allegation just now that there were deletions. How do you know that?
Because the Public Service Union has said this, and they have their sources.
Well, then you're quoting the Public Service Union, and I'll be very careful how you quote anybody when it comes to making these types of allegations without proof. I'm sure you haven't gotten that type of proof. Your media house has not gotten that type of proof. What is important is if this is the situation, it's important that the constitutional body that should investigate this matter, the DPP's office, is responsible for looking if charges should be filed, that body be allowed to do its work.
With the police investigation into the kidnapping having been completed by ACP Suzette Anderson, we asked why the original surveillance footage has not been released.
Is it that there seems to be a cover-up?
I think let's be very careful with the language that we use, because there is not in any instance a cover-up happening. The Attorney General's ministry gave the advice. The report coming from the officer who carried out the investigation said very clearly that the public information now there is already too much. It's already prejudicing the case. And that's what I'm saying. If you want to see justice done, if you want to really get to the bottom of this, let the authorities that are responsible doing it, let them do their job. We can't try it in the media. We can't try this in public. This is not law and order. This is not something that we see on television. And I think sometimes the media tends to go that route. The information coming out of the media has already prejudiced this case, It has already done that. And so it's important to understand that we have to make sure that the processes are followed and that the investigation reaches its conclusion that it needs to reach.
I think what those in leadership and in governance are not understanding is that a lot of this has played out in the public domain. You had the reaction of the Commissioner of Police, which left a lot to be answered, and he literally lied. We could have put those things together based on how everything transpired. So the public does not have any confidence in the police that they are going to get any proper investigation out of this. No one should have held up the police report. That should have gone to the DPP immediately for the process to follow, but it did not go like that. So there has been...
In terms of the steps taken, again, you're drawing conclusions where you should not draw conclusions. I think that it's important that you gave your opinions, fine. I can't agree with everything that you've said. In terms of the steps taken, I think that yes, there were instances when it could have been done more efficiently, it could have been done differently. But
transparently, that is lacking, sir. And you all have gone to the House, amended laws in one sitting, then it's gone to the Senate, so it's taken just a few days. Why is it that for this very important case, for the public, you cannot do the same?
It is important that, remember, it is not cabinet carrying out this investigation. That it is done by the police. The matter is turned over to the DPP as what the Constitution requires, and that the DPP determines if charges need to be filed. In the instance of the Commissioner of Police, that is something that the media, it's fair for you to ask him when the next time you have an opportunity to ask him why it happened that way. But I think it's something to understand that this investigation is being done in accordance with the law. And that is what is there.
What you've allowed here is for an employee to investigate their boss. Where does that ever happen and yield what it should yield?
Well, I think in every organization you have disciplinary committees that investigate their superiors. So I think that that's not something very unique to this situation. The police are the ones that carry out the investigation. As I explained earlier, you don't have other arms, that other so-called independent investigations in our law. It's something that we're looking at. It's something perhaps we can use the model from Jamaica. It is urgent. It has come up in cabinet already. The AG's ministry is working on it. And now the file is being turned over to the DPP as what the law requires.
Today, Ella Waite, president of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, rejected the minister's view regarding the investigation conducted by ACP Anderson, which involved her superior, the Commissioner of Police.
This is like comparing apples and oranges. It's two very different situations. Different situations. This is a national issue. This is an international issue where we are violating international laws. We are violating human rights laws, where we actually take a Belizean citizen, the perception that police was involved and possible higher-ups were involved, and taking that person out of our country into another country that we are not very friendly with. We do not have extradition laws, treaties, and think that that is okay and that can be compared to a disciplinary action or disciplinary procedure that happens in an office. It cannot be compared. And I'm very concerned that he would even say something like that, being he comes from the public service and he's supposed to be the defender of our public servants, our public workers. So no, I totally disagree with him.
Waite also expressed disappointment that the government has chosen not to fulfill its commitment that there would have been an independent investigation.
And we're very disappointed that a promise was made after the NTUCB and other civil society groups requested an independent investigation, and that did not happen. We actually felt disrespected that after that call was made, the Prime Minister said, yes, there would be one, and then that did not happen. And then now we're going to another level with that. That again is good governance, not adhering to good governance, not adhering to promises that you make as a government. And we feel very disrespected. Along with other Belizeans, we're waiting now to see what the outcome will be from the office of the DPP to see what will happen. We don't hold our hopes very high because we already feel that, too much time have passed. We don't know if the evidence, if those videos are still intact. So we're not encouraged by that. But it is a very grave concern. And again, the NTUCB will not just sit by when those results come out. And if it does not favor some kind of solution or some kind of, I don't want to use the word punishment, but some kind of repercussion for who was involved in that, we feel very strongly that our human rights as Belizeans are at stake. So we cannot let something like this pass us by. We will not let up, NTUCB will not let up on this case of a Belizean being illegally taken out of our country.
We asked Waite if they are still calling for a Senate inquiry on the Budna kidnapping.
We requested a Senate inquiry into the matter, but when we look back of all the Senate inquiries that happened in the past and no results from them, the members of the Senate were disrespected. We felt short of saying let's 100% go for that and continue to advocate for that. Our concern was just have an independent inquiry. We were hoping that independent inquiry could have involved civil society, even us. But again, nothing happened. It was a promise that was made and it was just pushed aside with the power that government has, I guess, to just push something like that aside and think that nothing will happen, that no one will speak up. Well, the NTUCB is speaking up. And the NTUCB will take action. We are tired of being disrespected. We are tired of not able to meet with those that we need to discuss these issues with. We're tired of good governance just being pushed aside. Everything else takes priority. So we have, like I said before, we met as a Congress, and the NTUCB is continuing to meet this week to decide on a way forward.
Minister of the Public Service Honorable Henry Usher today told the media that he has not gotten word of the Public Service Union issuing notice of industrial action regarding the Belize Tax Service Department transition into a semi-autonomous revenue authority, SARA. However, he says if that is forthcoming, they remain open to dialogue to find a resolution.
Well, I think that if that is the case, and we haven't gotten any notice, but certainly we want to make sure that we listen to the views coming from the employees from SARA. We know, from the Belize Tax Service. I know that there are some issues being raised with the transition towards the statutory authority. It's something that the government is looking at from the Ministry of Public Service perspective. I've said this before, that we have to make sure that the employees, that the public officers who are working at the Belize Tax Service, that if they choose to go to the wider public service to work in different departments, that we facilitate that as best as possible. You have to remember that this is not a project that came on stream overnight. This is something, a part of the package of reforms for the Belize Tax Service that has been ongoing for the last couple of years, and this is part of that. This is another step in that process. So we'll wait to see if that happens, but certainly we remain open for dialogue with the PSU, with the public officers to make sure that these issues are resolved.
After the break, official defends Ambergris development in the face of criticism over limited impact study, and 2 motorcyclists perish in separate accidents. Stay with us.
When Shell V-Power flows through your engine, confidence flows through you. Choose the fuel that 100% cleans critical engine parts and keeps your engine performing like new.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
Sir, your item is ready for viewing.
Is that all?
This is everything.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'll say I help you out right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Un grupo de gente que hemos trabajado muy duro y la tierra es para la gente de Bellavista. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan tener tierra. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan desarrollarse en el futuro. Algo que les hacía falta por mucho tiempo. Nuestros padres vienen de las fincas bananeras. Somos gentes que hemos sufrido mucho y ustedes como jóvenes se merecen mejores oportunidades.
If you didn't have land before, you will have land now. Once you have land, you have wealth.
I think they want to build, they want to settle.
I'm already having dreams of my home and everything.
You know, the wires are just, I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I can finally begin to build a house.
It's just a great feeling, you know.
Mi amigo es un hermano, una persona para el pobre. ¿Estamos de acuerdo?
A 237-acre subdivision on northwestern Burgers Key has drawn the ire of residents. It's called the Silver Palm Development and was approved in December 2024 based on a limited-level environmental study which the Chief Environmental Officer, Anthony Mai, says does not require public consultation because it is not a full environmental impact assessment, EIA. According to Mai, the mega development did not meet the legal requirements for an EIA. He said the impacts expected are avoidable or can be mitigated. He added that the environmental compliance plan approved for the project imposes strict guidelines for the least negative impacts on the environment. The Fisheries Department had raised concerns about the project, as had the area representative, Honorable Andre Perez, saying it is in a sensitive area as it borders the Hull Chan Marine Reserve. Mai reiterated that decisions taken are not arbitrary and are based on the guidelines set out within the law and regulations.
So the limited level environmental study is an EIA, right? It's a smaller version of an environmental impact assessment. In Belize, what we have is the full scope of an EIA, which are for large projects. And the way we determine when a project requires an EIA is we go to the law. The law states exactly the thresholds of a project that would trigger an EIA. When we went through the screening phase for this project, we found that the threshold was just below the requirement of an EIA, which falls within the realm of a limited level environmental study. We went through the process with identifying some of the key agencies that would have assisted or that would assist the DOE in assessing, evaluating, and finally making a recommendation to us whether to grant clearance or not. And so we developed a terms of reference for the study. The TOR was given over to the developer. They hired a consultant, they put together the report, submitted it back to us. And we met on September the 19th, 2022 for the first time as the review panel, which consisted of the DOE, the Forest Department, Fisheries Department, the Mining Unit, and the Lands Department. And collectively, after the meeting, the committee felt like enough information was not provided for them to make a good recommendation. And one of the biggest recommendations was for the marine assessment in terms of identifying the sensitivity of the marine area, because the subdivision sits adjacent to the Holchan Marine Reserve, that portion of the limited level study was not sufficient. And so we sent back, we concluded the meeting and we wrote to the developer informing that they would have needed to provide more information to us. They did provide the information and we met again the same review committee on November the 13th, after which they recommended that clearance be granted for this project. So we developed the ECP and environmental clearance was granted on December the 9th of 2024. So it took almost an entire year.
Mai explained the history of limited level studies and why they were introduced.
Before 2007, developers were kind of presenting project proposal to the DOE that were kind of just below the threshold of an EIA. And legally, we didn't have any tool that would say, well, you know what, you need to do this study because the area that you want to develop is sensitive. And there are a couple aspects of our project that could have significant environmental impacts. We didn't have a limited level environmental tool before 2007. When we amended the law in 2007, we included a requirement for limited level study to capture developments that are just below the level and threshold of an EIA. So we have been implementing and requesting limited level studies since 2007. Since that time, we have assessed and evaluated many limited level studies. And from the beginning, the understanding was that the limited level study, as the name implies, limited, won't be the same as a full EIA, right? And so there are certain aspects of the EIA process that won't be required for a limited level study. And so the public consultation component of it was one back then that was deemed as not being necessary, right? And so we have never requested public consultation for any limited level study that we have processed. But what we have done is, I'm not saying that because we did that in the past, we can't improve and strengthen the process. We currently have a revised and updated EIA regulations that hopefully we could get passed very soon that really expand the process of the limited level study within the EIA regulations. And the requirement to have public consultation is a provision that is placed within the improved or updated legislation. But it says that the Department of Environment may require a public consultation for a limited level study based on, the public outcry and the sensitivity of the area, etc., etc.
A Santa Elena resident identified as Jerson Tuyub died following a road traffic accident in Santa Elena, Cayo on Saturday. According to police, Tuyub was driving a motorcycle when he lost control and hit a cement structure. Shortly after his passing, Vanilla Hills Resort posted, quote, "We lost a valued member of our Vanilla Hills family in a tragic traffic accident. Jerson Tuyub was more than just part of our team. He was a kind spirit, a talented employee, and someone who always brought warmth and positivity to those around him," end quote. Today, ACP Gilberto Romero said that investigators do not yet know if he was wearing a helmet.
On Saturday, the first day of November, police responded to a road traffic accident at La Loma Luz in the Cayo district. Upon arrival, they saw a damaged motorcycle and a male person was seen unconscious. He was identified as Jerson Tuyub. Information that Tuyub was riding his motorcycle. He lost control and he hit a cement structure in the area. He was taken for treatment where he succumbed to his injuries.
The police said he was intoxicated?
We do not know at this time. After a post-mortem, a blood sample will be obtained and tests will be done.
There was another fatal RTA on Saturday, which also involved a motorcycle driver losing control. Jorge Gonzalez was traveling between miles 48 and 49 on the Hummingbird Highway when the incident occurred. ACP Gilberto Romero said that Gonzalez passed away while receiving treatment.
Then again on Saturday, police responded to another accident on the Hummingbird Highway between miles 48 and 49. Upon the arrival, they saw again a motorcycle with damages. A male person was seen in the area unconscious. He was identified as Jorge Gonzalez. Gonzalez was taken for treatment where he succumbed to his injuries. Investigation revealed that Gonzalez was riding his motorcycle when he lost control. He fell to the street. That is what caused his injuries.
Minister of Agriculture Jose Mai on Friday indicated that Belize Sugar Industries, BSI, had been asking for a continuation of concessions which would see them exempted from paying import duties and excise tax as well as environmental tax. The concessions for BSI were first introduced in 2012 when American Sugar Refining stepped in to rescue the industry. At the time, the then PUP opposition objected to the incentives bill, saying it would put cane farmers at a disadvantage. 3 weeks ago, when the concessions were considered, Minister Mai says he objected to environmental tax being included in the exemptions. According to Mai, the exemptions would amount to about $2 million annually.
BSI had been asking for tax exemption for a while now. Cabinet decided that as an investor, they should get exempted from taxes except environmental tax. And I made sure that is not included in tax exemptions. And I brought the Cabinet, and yes, Prime Minister agreed that environmental tax should not be exempted.
Do we have an amount when it comes to that exemption that they're getting?
I think they're saying it's $2 million. That's what I think the Cabinet paper said.
Over a course of how many?
I think it's per year.
Per year. And then how many years with that?
I think, I don't remember the amount of years, but I think it's $2 million, the figure that they use.
On Friday, we reported that Arnaldo Convolo Veos was fatally shot just north of Corozal town. Veos, who is the uncle of Corozal Mayor Rigo Veos, was shot near his residence. Today, ACP Gilberto Romero told the media that police are now seeking 3 suspects, all from Corozal.
Okay, on Friday, the 31st day of October 2025, police responded to a shooting incident in Corozal. They went to an area called Finca Solana. Upon arrival, they learned that a male person had been shot. The person was identified as Arnaldo Veos. He was taken for treatment to the hospital. Thereafter, he succumbed to his injuries. Investigation revealed that Veos was heading towards his vehicle when he was approached by 2 male persons, one who pulled out a firearm and fired several shots towards his direction, causing his fatal injuries. We are seeking 3 suspects in regards to this murder.
Is it drug related?
That is the information we're receiving. It is drug related.
So this was basically a targeted hit?
Yes, he was targeted while he was going to his vehicle near his residence.
Is he known to police?
Yes, he's known to police.
The men you're seeking, they're also known to police?
Yes, they are known to police. They are from Corozal.
On Friday, we reported the tragic story of the death of 4-year-old Rigel Treminius, who is believed to have drowned after falling into a closed well on his grandparents' property in San Narciso, Corozal. It took several hours for authorities and concerned villagers to retrieve his body. Today, ACP Gilberto Romero spoke on whether anyone would be charged in connection with the incident.
Okay, on Thursday, police responded to a report that a child fell inside a well in San Narciso village. Upon the arrival, Silvestre Alcocer reported that he was taking care of his 5-year-old grandson. When he noticed that he was not in the yard, he made checks in the area and he saw a pair of slippers inside a well. He immediately alerted the neighbors and they began searching and could not find the child. Thereafter, some divers from other villages came to assist, and the body of the child was recovered inside the well. We are awaiting a post-mortem examination at this time.
Can anybody be charged?
Well, a file will be compiled. Different statements will be recorded, interviews conducted, and the file will be forwarded to the DPP for directives.
After the break, Miss St. Bide wins National Garfina pageant, and Blaze Government Lottery's $1 million jackpot tickets go on sale. Stay tuned.
Want all the postpaid perks without the commitment? Now you can with Smart Supercharged prepaid plans. All the talk, text, and data you need. No contracts, no hassle. Pay upfront for your package and enjoy total freedom. No commitments. Just simple, flexible plans that fit your life. Pick your power, Core, Edge, or Prime. Prepaid plans, ready when you ready. Commit to no commitments and get yours today. Dial 7526 or star 100 pound key, use the Smart app, or visit a Gimme Dollar agent to purchase today. Smart, bringing people together.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Yes, I want to do farming. Fruits, vegetables, anything. You don't have to go there and buy, you have your own thing.
This never happened when I come in the two, baby. That's what I do.
200 lots, more lots than people in the land of Ocasio. So when I pick them when I ban yet to get land.
You could look at all of them, how happy they are. They're so, man, these people don't know how to express themselves right now.
People who have never had a land before, will live here for years, finally get something to say, okay, I have something in my name,
So when you get your piece of land, you have to hold on to your land. You have something to pass on to your picnic.
Use your land, make it useful.
Don't sell your land because it is gold. You're investing in your own selves and your children down the road.
I know how to say thank again because it's a great achievement.
At Benny's, we have tiles to match any decor, whether it's classic, modern, or bold. Visit a Benny's store near you to meet with a sales representative that will assist you in calculating and selecting the right tiles for your floors and walls. Choose from our vast assortment of colors, textures, styles, and finishes. The perfect tile for every space at a price that can't be beat. Whether you're renovating your kitchen or finishing your ideal office space, Benny's Tile Gallery has it all. Benny's, quality and savings.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, Select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
Un grupo de gente que hemos trabajado muy duro y la tierra es para la gente de Bellavista. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan tener tierra. ¿Para qué? Para que los jóvenes puedan desarrollarse en el futuro. Algo que les hacía falta por mucho tiempo. Nuestros padres vienen de las fincas bananeras. Somos gentes que hemos sufrido mucho. Y ustedes como jóvenes se merecen mejores oportunidades.
If you didn't have land before, you will have land now. Once you have land, you have wealth.
I think they want to build, they want to settle.
I'm already having dreams of my home and everything.
You know, the wires are just, I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I can finally begin to build a house.
It's just a great feeling, you know.
Mi amigo es un hermano, una persona para el pobre. ¿Estamos de acuerdo?
It is truly wonderful to be here in Santa Elena Town today to celebrate such a special event, the opening of this excellent preschool. This isn't just about cutting a ribbon for a new building, it is about reopening doors of opportunity for the children and families of this community.
The building features 2 open concept classrooms with kitchenette, child-friendly restrooms and showers, and an access ramp to ensure inclusivity for children with diverse abilities. There was installation of full electrical, plumbing, water supply and wastewater systems. To enhance safety and create an inviting campus, works also included the construction of a perimeter fence, walkways and earthworks, and landscaping for a welcoming and secure environment.
This signals our Ministries of Education commitment and the government of Belize's commitment to continuous investment in the education of our children. And what a better stage than to start at the preschool level, because those are the formative years. Those are the years where we mold them and we work with them and we guide them so that they can become future productive citizens of this nation.
The Belize Government Lotteries Limited has announced the return of its highly anticipated $1 million jackpot game. Tickets for the limited time game officially went on sale today and can be purchased from any BGLL sub-agent countrywide. Starting Wednesday, November 5, tickets will also be available for purchase conveniently through the Fiwi Bolido app. Each ticket costs $5 and players will select a 4-digit sequence like the regular jackpot format. The grand prize, an exciting $1 million, will be shared equally among all winners should more than one person match the winning numbers. Ticket sales will close on Saturday, December 20, 2025 at 11:50 a.m. with the official drawing taking place at 12 noon from BGLL's drawing office in Belmopan. Winners can begin redeeming their prizes starting Monday, December 22, 2025 during regular business hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the BGLL office in Belmopan. BGLL reminds customers that all tickets are valid for 30 days after the drawing date. To claim a prize, paper tickets must be fully eligible with the QR code and ticket number clearly visible. Players are urged to safeguard their tickets carefully to avoid damage or loss. Miss Saint Bite Kaylin Martinez captured the title of Miss Garifuna Belize 2025-2026. The annual pageant took place Saturday night at the Belize City Civic Center, where supporters went out to experience a night of culture, language, dance, and tradition. Miss Hopkins Divine Casemiro placed second, while Miss Dangriga Deshawn Marin came in third. There were 7 contestants who competed, but Kaylin stood out as truly exceptional. Also present was last year's winner, Trinity Pasquale, who hailed from Dangriga. From the start, Kaylin distinguished herself through her confidence, cultural pride, and the graceful way she represented her community. The National Garifuna Council has stated, quote, "She genuinely captured the essence of Garifuna," end quote. The pageant kicks off the festivities ahead of National Garifuna Settlement Day on November 19 to mark the arrival of the Garifuna people to Belize in 1802. The Ministry of Agriculture has launched a pilot project that will see farmers plant a new variety of potatoes, primarily for processing, that is, to be used for fries and chips, as they have less moisture. It will also allow farmers to increase production per acre from 500 pounds to 1,000 pounds. The Belize Marketing Development Corporation, BMDC, has bought the seeds and is organizing the farmers and would purchase the product from them as well. Mai says they intend to study the yields with the hopes of being able to export to countries in Central America.
If this works well for us, there is room for expansion. We are surrounded by countries in Central America that have a problem with food security. They import potatoes, they import onions, they import carrots. And so if we are successful in this pilot project, that opportunity for us to export to Guatemala is there, and to El Salvador. And so it is yet in its infant stage, but we are hopeful that we can be successful. So this will help alleviate the oversupply in a certain given time of potatoes. And so that is our hope, and we think it will work.
Jamaica is expected to receive a payout of $70.8 million from the Caribbean Catastrophic Risk Insurance Facility following the devastation of Hurricane Melissa. The parametric insurance payout is to be made within 14 days of the passage of the system. It marks the single largest payout in CCRIF's history. Jamaica is also expected to receive a second payout under its excess rainfall policy. Calculations are still being made as those take longer to quantify than the tropical cyclone evaluations. This is the 4th payout from CCRIF to Jamaica. The country received $26.6 million for Hurricane Beryl in 2024 and in 2020 for tropical cyclones Zeta and Eta. The death toll from the passage of the hurricane has risen to 28 in Jamaica, with the possibility of that number increasing as authorities over the weekend had still not reached some parishes that remain cut off. Belizean American Megan Garcia, who filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Character AI and Google in the suicide of her teenage son, reported on Saturday that several weeks ago, California passed the first suicide chatbot bill in the United States. She has been advocating for legislation to regulate AI chatbots for children. Her son Sewell died by suicide at the age of 14 after forming a deep emotional attachment to a chatbot on Character AI, which encouraged him to take his life. Garcia has testified before a federal Senate subcommittee, and a bill has been introduced by 2 senators to ban chatbots for children. Garcia reports that the day after this occurred, Character AI announced they would ban chatbots for people under 18. Since Garcia started her advocacy journey, she reports that 5 other families filed suits against Character AI and Google. She has expressed gratitude to child online safety organizations, parents, and government leaders who have been steadfast in their support. In more police news, on Friday, the manager of Uno gas station at the entrance to Belize City on the Philip Golson Highway got a Halloween fright he did not expect. According to Eric Chi, he was about to enter his vehicle to go make a deposit when he was approached by a man with a firearm who held him up and threw him to the ground. Chi said a second man on a motorcycle arrived and a significant amount of money was stolen. ACP Gilberto Romero addressed whether police believe it is an inside job.
On Friday, the 31st day of October 2025, police responded to a robbery report at the Uno gas station in Belize City. Upon the arrival, a complainant, Eric Chi, the manager, reported that he was going towards his vehicle to make a deposit when he was approached by a male person who pulled out a firearm and he was held up. He was then thrown to the floor. Another male person then approached who was on a motorcycle. They both robbed him of a large quantity of cash. Thereafter, they got on a motorcycle and drove off. We are seeking 2 suspects in regards to this robbery.
Were they sort of like waiting him out? Did they know he had money?
Yes, we have information that they were at a parking lot beside the gas station waiting. And when this manager came out, then he was attacked.
Is there any notion that it might have been an inside job?
We are looking at that, but at this time we have not gathered any evidence to charge anyone.
And Cabinet at its meeting this week approved the execution of 2 large-scale maintenance contracts in the Belize River Valley area. To be upgraded are the Muscle Creek Bridge and the Bermudian Landing Bridge. Meanwhile, Cabinet also approved funding for essential maintenance of existing waste transfer stations and for the operationalization of the Orange Walk and Corozal transfer stations. And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.